So cost transfers, you're probably aware when an expense is posted to an account and then we determine that it should be on a different account, that's the cost transfer. So it's after the fact, and the auditors kind of key in on this, is why David and I kind of put these slides together with the audit section. But there are rules about how those things need to be handled. So there needs to be a justification if you're transferring from a non-federal award to a federal award, because the auditors will question whether we understood the nature of that expense to begin with. It should have been originally posted to the federal award. Why did we decide to change the account? Those transfers, the longer that we wait to make the transfer as well, creates red flags. And the cutoff is 90 days for almost all institutions due to some NIH requirements. Anything before 90 days won't get scrutinized nearly as much as after 90 days. And interestingly, the 90 days starts ticking if you really, I'll let y'all read this later if you need to, but it's 90 days from when the error was identified, not when the cost transfer actually posted. So that's kind of an interesting nuance. So some acceptable reasons for cost transfers is if you accidentally posted the expense to one account and you say the supplies went to a departmental account and really those supplies are in support of a research project, that's a good reason to transfer them onto the research project account. And then when a project is interim funded, the PI wants to get started, the start date has already passed, but we don't have the actual award in-house yet. They'll interim fund it. They'll record, they might record expenses to one account, and then once the project is set up, they'll move all those expenses onto the project account. And that happens, and that's fine. And then some institutions use suspense accounts for payroll. So initially the payroll goes to the suspense account, and then it gets allocated out to the appropriate projects. Unacceptable reasons could include, so one project A is in deficit, but project B has funding. So, hey, we need supplies for project A, but we don't have any money. So let's charge project B since there's plenty of funding there. That is not an acceptable reason. And then it's say project B is about to end. It still has some funds. Let's spend it. We're already done with the science, but we need supplies for project A. So let's just move the expense over to project A. Unacceptable. And then in general, just insufficient oversight is not an acceptable reason.